Yeah, thank you very much for having me today. It's a great honor for me to be part of this international webinar. And in my presentation, I will focus actually on the point of view of the audience. Now, when we are shifting from on-site communication and interaction with the audience to digital communication and social media, where's the part of us, the experts from the museums or the institutions, what is the real object and where's the audience actually and has to interact. So yeah, let's start. Yes, normally when we are at the site, we are building a kind of triangle. The facilitator, this could be an educator, curator, or another expert of the museum or of the institution, who is of course has the experience of and the knowledge of the object, but as well also the knowledge and experience of methods and moderation and maybe also dramaturgy for facilitate this program and content. And we have, of course, the object itself with its research and science and all the knowledge from the object. And then we have on the side also the participant. And the participant is the last 15, 20 years anymore, not silent. It's more and more a very based and equal triangle we are having here. And the participants are also taking their fair share and being part of this exchange and come with their experience and knowledge, but also feelings and emotions. So actually, on site, we are also facilitating an exchange of our knowledge so that the discussion and interesting discussion and also new knowledge can be shaped at our sites. So that's normally what's happening at our museums and at our archaeological sites. So there is a very tight connection between us. But now when we are going online, this connection gets disturbed. And it can be sometimes, you can maybe see my mouse. So sometimes the facilitator and the object is still together and they can interact with each other. Sometimes we also can see some Zoom conferences or something where even the object is not clear to the person who is presenting it. But of course, always the participant is far away from both of them, the facilitator and the object. And so we have to really take a close look and take extra care on keeping this triangle balanced and watch out that everybody can actually share their kind of knowledge and experience, and also that it is keeping it interesting, the kind of exchange. So as we also have heard before from Marie, we have to decide about our audience, because if the persons are coming to us, maybe at the archaeological site, at the museum, then we have a physical space and people of all ages and all backgrounds can come to us. But when we are going online, it's getting a bit more difficult. And I know, and there was also a very interesting ICOM conference from ICOM Germany about how we are reaching out to everybody, because often we are saying we want to reach all. Our program is for everybody, for all the people. But as I said, when we are going online, we of course have to take a closer look. Whom are we actually reaching, and how can we best find these people and make it easy for them to find us and to interact with us? So one of the most common approaches is to looking at the age groups, because we can say some habits and hobbies, they are typical for each of these generations on how they are using it. So this is just from, now I have to look, from starting of 2019, but I'm nearly sure now that through the pandemic here in 2020, we have even more seniors and baby boomers and silent who actually own a smartphone or own a tablet. We could see this in our own family, that we are digital, getting more and more. Also the grandparents, so involving them. So who is actually using these tools and devices, but also what are they using these devices for? And here we can see again, actually nearly all of them, especially the older generations, are using it to share pictures and updates. We notice we are sharing a picture of a family meeting or something we have eaten or where we have been, also to hang out with friends. And maybe here it gets interesting for our institutions, this to get inspired and to get news with an easy mode. But we can see this is just a small part of the big picture. Mostly we are here to share our own content. So this is what people are interested. And also, and here we can also say, even though I tried really to get the most current studies, it changes all the way. Which social media do they prefer? It's the older generation to reach via Facebook. I would also say YouTube. And then we have here Instagram. And here it's still a Snapchat, where I would now change this to TikTok maybe. So we have different channels to reach out for the age groups. But we all know, just because we are the same age, this doesn't mean that we are having the same interests, hobbies, needs, or background. So we maybe want to have totally different approaches to the cultural institutions, to the museum. So I would recommend to do a little extra work. And I really like to use the method for inventing personas. Maybe you know this kind of work. It comes from the marketing world, but it's very useful also when we are making some programs for the museum's education. So here, making a persona is really taking a picture of a person you think about, could maybe come to your program or could need your program. And then you are inventing actually this person, a fictional character. You give this person a name, a job, a family, hobbies, and interests. For really say, where is this people living, and are they living in a family, or is this person living by itself? And then when you have created the person itself, then you are reflecting, how is this person, this fictional character, now reacting to my program, to this, what I'm developing right now. So I have to think about what would be his or her greatest experience in participating in our program, and what would totally bore this person, how much interaction and which kind of interaction does this person want from our program. And if I'm talking to children, is it something where I'm actually really talking to the child, or am I talking to their parents or the teachers of this child? So we always have to think and be more and more concrete about whom are we actually talking and how are we reaching out to this person. And this will help a lot. So getting this fictional character will help to also see some difficulties. When I see, maybe the person is not interested in coming to this or being that long interact that long with our program, or maybe they have different needs. Think about these things as well. And one very big difference from on-site versus online, this is the scale of the group. when you're coming online, on site to a program, most of the times people are coming in a group, in a social connection. They are coming with their school group, with the study group. They are coming with their family, with their friends, with the dates. They are coming with somebody, a friend they are already taking with them to the program to exchange what they are experiencing in this program. And this is totally different to online. In online programs, it's the other way around. Often we are sitting alone in front of the computer, or listening to a podcast, or watching things on our mobile. It's often just one person. So this gives also a very, makes it even more important to think about, when I'm now looking at this alone and experience these things alone, how can I share my thoughts and ideas easy with somebody else? How can I, as also be involved in this? And here we have to remember that most of the time, when we also think back to this social media use, but also to the use of our cultural institutions and sites, most of the people are coming for recreation. If they're not in a school group or study group, they're coming for recreational reasons. They are coming because they have friends and family over and want a program, want something to talk about, a nice input. They are not always coming to learn something on the first place. And I think we also have to remember this when we are putting things online. It's allowed that things are fun and are interacting, because here it's also, again, we should remember that people are using this in their free time for recreational reasons. So I want, in the next slides, I want to take a focus on two very different approaches how this can be used. So the first one is the YouTube, an example of a YouTube tour. And this is really just an example. There are so many YouTube tours online. This one is from the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. And of course, many cultural sites have chosen, when now the lockdown was, or even before, to have to go online and make a virtual tour through their sites, to their exhibitions, and give a tour. The advantage is really clear. The material can be prepared and fine-tuned and cut it before, or even as when you are live, you can also go live. It's permanently available, and there it's available possibly for an endless account of users, and it can also be shared further on other social media platforms. So that's really very practical. And to also know, so each minute, I've just looked it up again, every minute 400 hours of videos are uploaded on YouTube, but there was also watched nearly 70,000 hours of YouTube every minute we are now talking. So that's really an enormous amount, and it's besides of Google, it's the second largest search machine. We also know this when we want to know something, we are also looking it up on YouTube. But let's take again a look at this triangle I was talking about in the beginning. How can the audience interact here in this YouTube video? Actually, they can just leave a comment. And since also this YouTube video has had quite a nice number of views, there were just 8 comments here and in the comment section. And one thing is, I write a comment, I have something to say, and also on the other side, I have to hope that the museum or maybe the curator itself is answering my comment or what is happening here. So the balance is very much on the side of the museum. It's them who have the knowledge and are talking, and the interaction possibilities for the audience are not very much given here in this example. On the other hand, maybe many of you have seen followed on Instagram the hashtag or the site Tussen, kunst Quarantaine, who are audience driven. It's the audience who are reenacting famous or not so famous art pictures and reenacting them with nowadays situations. And there are nearly 1,000 uploads since the quarantine. It's online since March 2020. And here we have a totally shift of the interpretation. It's not the museum, not the curator, not an educator who is curating this all this content. It's the persons, the audience itself, who are making these content and then uploading it and discussing it. And what does this do again? When the next time when we are walking through a museum and we maybe see the original picture of this, we will maybe remember this one and have again these emotions. And also a lot of the persons have taken the content to a nowadays matter. There's a lot of pictures who involve toilet rolls or pasta, things from the pandemic. They have made a joke also with this. But of course, also the people who have put this here in a new scene, they have taken a really close look at the original and trying to reenact it. But also we are getting more and more details of the original picture and looking at the picture in a different matter. But these are just two examples of many, many more, because there are really a lot of different tools and platforms we can choose from to create our content. But what we have to always to focus is that we have also not just the experience of the science of the content. We have also the experience of the methods, and think about the audience who are now sitting at home and want to interact with us, and how are we giving them a possibility to interact with us and be part of the content and share their ideas. So with this message in mind, I'm looking forward to see even more online content from all of us online. It's really so interesting to see what is happening online. And I say thank you for watching now.